I'm Matt McHughes, and I will be demonstrating my contribution to Classmate, an Android application developed for the University of Central Oklahoma's Software Design and Development capstone in the fall of 2015. Classmate delivers tools to help aid in class communication between students and professors. My scope of responsibilities for the project consisted of account creation and authentication, styles and animation, and creating dynamic user interfaces providing access to all tools appropriate for the user. A basic use case diagram shows that all users should have the ability to sign up for an account and have a place to log in after having created that account. Logging in will then send that user to the appropriate user interface depending on if the account created is a student or a teacher account. From the interface, they are able to process and edit their user account information, including resetting their password. Upon first launch, the application loads the login fragment. Existing users are able to enter their email and password as authentication credentials, which are validated through the database. First-time users are able to choose the sign-up link to create an account. The user enters in information detailing their name, email, password, and whether they are signing up as a teacher or student. Students enter their student ID, while teachers are able to choose a default school for where they will be instructing. Validations are then ran to make sure that the information entered is appropriate. If all checks pass, the account is created and stored in database while the user is redirected to the appropriate interface. Here we see a user creating a student account. Initially, the user is alerted to failed validation. After the user corrects the issue, the account is created and the user is automatically logged into the student account. When a user logs into the application, the user-entered authentication credentials are sent to the database. If the credentials are valid, the database responds with an authentication token. This token is stored in the device's shared preferences and will be sent to auto-log-in the user for all future uses of the application, even if the application or the device itself has been restarted. The token is only cleared if the user chooses to log out of the application. Here a user closes the Classmate application. Upon next launch, the token stored in shared preferences automatically logs the user in and redirects them to the appropriate interface. As Google has put forth a standard for application design called Material, it was a requirement that Classmate fit those standards. Material design standards aim to provide a clean and clear experience for all users across all devices. Classmate is intended to work with all Android devices with at least an API level of 18. While Android Material is only available to devices of API level 21 or higher, Google has provided a way to maintain compatibility across devices. A built-in support library allowed me to easily create separate layouts so that the older devices would have a similar experience to the newer devices. Following Google's material design for Android, I was able to create a simple, elegant user experience. Using Android animation APIs, I was able to create simple animations that added style and functionality to the user's experience on the device. Here we'll take a quick look at some demonstrations of the animations of the application. We'll also be noticing the use of the material design theme throughout. While logged in, users have access to either a student or teacher interface. This interface was designed to be a simple portal to access all tools appropriate to their account. Both types of accounts have access to a user information fragment that dynamically provides the appropriate user information. From this fragment, users also have the option to change their password. Teachers are also given the option to add schools to their account for where they provide courses. From the user information fragment, we see a teacher able to access the list of schools in their account. The user then decides to add a school. By clicking the Add School button, a menu of spinners allows the user to choose a new school. The Add button now dynamically changes its functions to add the new school to the user account. These schools are stored in the device's shared preferences and are available to the user in other parts of the application. Also, all users have the ability to change their password from the user information fragment. After correctly entering their current password and confirming a new password, the user's password is updated into the database. Here we will see a user log out and sign back in with the updated password. As the user successfully logs into their account, So concludes the demonstration of my contributions to Classmate, an Android application developed for the University of Central Oklahoma's Computer Science Capstone Software Design and Development.